It is Friday at 8:02 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and this is CptWoozle once again for another couple of hours of coding. I'm continuing to make progress on my trade journal application. I've actually made quite a bit of progress, and I'm kind of doing some polishing pieces at this particular point. Kind of nice to haves. If this were just something that I was going to use, then I probably wouldn't necessarily make some of these pieces. But the nice to haves that I am working on at this particular point are as follows. So I want to do some custom sorting on the trade table. So that people can sort. I want to allow for drag and drop of the tables, of the table columns. And indeed, these are all just nice to haves. Allow for saving of the sorted slashed moved columns. I want to allow for hiding, showing of columns. And so like some applications already have this built into it, but I'm kind of trying to challenge myself to do it without an out-of-the-box solution. But there are many out-of-box solutions that have some of this feature built into it already. I'm just changing it up for my own particular desires. But I actually may look around to see what other tables and column systems exist out there, because there are a bunch of them. Kendo is one of the ones that I know of, but I'm not using Kendo currently. I've built everything using material design. So a material design table with everything else that I've kind of built in myself. We'll see for that. I may reapproach this at one particular point. So that's the hiding and showing of columns. Some other additional features that I also want to put in is the ability to hide, to show / add and remove various widgets. And I'll show you what that means in a moment. I have a bunch of widgets that I've added for like various charts and what have you. So the ability to show and or add and remove those various widgets. I guess it's probably just say add and remove the various widgets. Excuse me. Yeah. And the systems to go on that. And we want to, for both, remember the table changes and the ability to remove various widgets, and we want to remember those changes. Remember widget changes as well. And so we'll probably put that in the Redux slice and have it stored into a database at some particular point. The thing that I mentioned also up above, excuse me. The thing that I mentioned also up above was the add journal entries for trades. It doesn't make sense to have a trade journal without the ability to add trades journals. So ability to add journal entries, the creation of the custom validation system for special events and banners, so that when a person has add banner / pop-up system, and we want the ability to first log on and do a wizard, so that if the person doesn't have certain things, it'll go ahead and force them to do the wizard. I think I should incorporate that no matter what. But these are the types of things that I want to implement. So there's a bunch of stuff. Oh, cool! Thank you very much. So anyway, these are some of the things that I want to try to implement. And these are just nice to haves. But let's kind of do a quick review. Again, all of this code is available on my GitHub, so which is available, which you can take a look at in my Twitch channel for each project. So let's go ahead and run it and kind of show you what I've built. Let's see. I've 3,000. Yeah, there it is. So let's log in. Test one at test.com. And this is all just sample data. I haven't tried it with real data just yet. But this is what I've done so far. I have the trade table down here with pagination enabled. So you can go backwards and forwards. We can increase the rows per page. We can add a trade, add an option trade. I've enabled the select all. I've enabled the ability to delete a trade. And of course it updates our table, but it also updates everything else up here. I've added in a bunch of charts. So we have like gains and, break-evens and performance by amounts and trades in the last 7 days and win-loss by stock. So I've added in a bunch of columns, graphs, bar charts, and pie charts, and just general information that someone might be able to or might want to use. And then, like I said, one of the nice to haves is the functionality for one of the nice to haves is going to be functionality to kind of add and remove these, if you will, widgets. Each of them comes with their own refresh, so you can choose to refresh that. But yeah, no, I've made quite a bit of progress in the past couple of days. I added, like I said, a bunch of these widgets that weren't there at all before. Resized them, did some layout changes and some alignment changes. So this is what I have so far. Now, one of the things that I've noticed about ChartJS is I don't like how it does single. And when I say single, like it looks like there's one bar here, but if you notice over here to the right is a bunch of extra space, and it is because it kind of requires you to fake it. You have to tell it that there's really 2 spots here, and one of them is empty or has 0 in it, so that it then only shows the data for 1. This is what it is so far. Yeah. So it's not bad. So I'm not unhappy with that. And again, if I were a different person, I would probably... Oh yeah, hold on. I know what I forgot. Edit trade. We don't have a way to edit trades yet. But, this is what I have so far. And today, what I'll probably work on from this list is sorting and the edit trade system. Because I don't have a way to edit a trade. So I'd need to pull all that information, shove it into that option, that modile. And it may actually be easier to not shove it inside that modile. Well, we'll see. I will have to think about it, but I think it'll be okay. So let's go ahead and add the custom sorting. But hold on, I also wanted to take a look and see what existing React tables with sorting. I just wanted to take a look and see maybe something like an AG grid, a tan stack, or one of the other systems might be better. rather than building my own. The best JavaScript grid in the world. All right, you got me there. Yeah, that doesn't look terrible. I might actually switch over to this. Oh, AG Grid's kind of costly. That's always, I guess, the issue with it. Is they cost a bunch of money, and I don't know if I want to pay. Let's see what other tables are out there. If anyone has any suggestions, I'd love to know. I guess there's always Kendo, but let's look. Let's look for React Grid libraries. Let's see what else is out there. Yeah, I know about AG Grid already. We're looking at that one. React Data Grid. All right. Let's see what this has. Again, I know about AG Grid and Kendo. Oh, I guess the list starts here. So, best React Grid. All right. Let's take a look at this. I'm already using Material UI. I have used the React Bootstrap Grid. React Stonecutter. That looks pretty interesting. It says includes animations. Spring Grid. I wonder if we take a look at it. I wonder if the repo has an example of it. Oh, there's a demo. That doesn't look bad. Doesn't allow for the drag and drop. It does allow for responsive. Stiffness. I don't feel particularly one way or the other about this one. Here's the tan stack. I already know about AG Grid. This one won't load. Let's see. React Flexbox Grid. Auto Response React. Yeah, I don't particularly feel anything strongly about any of these grid systems. Awesome React Grid layout components. Okay, let's take a look at this. And so the biggest hurdle that I have is that I've already done a bunch of work for mine already. So my paginated component already has the checkboxes piece in it, so I don't have to recode that. I already have the pagination built in as well. And I've already implemented all those pieces. So the question is do I really want to switch over to something else? Because many of these will come with this, though. Oh, what's this? React UI Grid license. And the other thing is that I want the licensing. Perpetual and royalty free. I don't hate this. I don't hate it. I've never used it before, though. Oh, I know another system that I haven't checked out in a while. Amazon React components. Amazon has a library. Is it Amplify UI? Cloudscape. Yeah, that's what it is. Amazon has a Cloudscape. So it has something similar. Let's look. Grid. And it has a bunch of features and functionality built in. I'm not nearly as in love with it as I think some other people are. But it does have some neat features built in. It looks like it has the checkboxes. And it has a built-in search. That might not be a bad idea. I think the question is do I want to incorporate Cloudscape? Because some of the things can be a bit of a fight with it. right now I have complete control. I don't know. It will make some things easier. Like I won't have to worry about the checkboxing system. It'll handle my sorting for me, so I don't have to worry about that. And it will have a built-in search, and it already has pagination built in. I don't know. I am unsure. We can stripe the rows, wrap lines if we want, sticky headers. We can allow for resizable columns. Let's actually take a look at something. Let's see if we can do a cloudscape table. Let's do movable columns and see if that's something that is supported. It may not be. Oh, I know what. I think it's not called removable. It's called reorder. Yeah, reorder columns. So we don't plan for this change in the short-term future. So let's look for a React table with reordering and see if there's a library. Because again, I do know. Oh, React, the material React table has built in. I'm feeling more and more comfortable with my existing material design table. But then there's React Grid. And somebody has an article on persisting. So let's take a look. Demos, does it cost anything? Yeah, React Grid. So that's the other thing is that since I know this is going to be for myself, let's take a look. Is there any costs? Because I'm using material design, and if ever I put this out, I don't think it costs anything. I think we can use it for free along with Bootstrap. So, React material design costs pricing. From you, it started with, yeah, I just have the community version. $50 a month annually. Support duration. Yeah, no, I think I'm fine. But I see right off the bat that there isn't a free. Wait, hold on. Yeah, there isn't a free version of React table. But someone does have it. So I think I'm just going to stick with material design and just build my own. Though I might use this cloudscape table for something else, another thing that uses a table. So let's go ahead and implement the sorting. Let's see, where were we? So let's close everything. Oh yeah, and while I was looking at this, I realized that there's a lot of, as I was creating these widgets, I realized a lot of the code is repetitive, and I was just kind of caught between trying to build a more universal component, generic universal component, because the way that the widgets work for the most part is they all have a loading, they all have a refresh icon, and then for the most part, it just has to make a dispatch call. It's literally all the same. It's fetch whatever thing if it's not available and then display it. Maybe slightly differently, like there's some different options for the bar charts, but for the most part it's the same. I do all of the transformation here so that right before it writes to the Redux slice, the Redux state, it goes ahead and it builds it all in, it translates it all or transforms the data here. Speaking of which, I'm going to swap out one of these colors. So yeah, it does the transformation, or I have it doing the transformation here before it saves it to the slice. Anyway, Where was I? Let's close all these and finish our paginated. So I have a paginated table component right off the bat here. Like all the others, it's probably best to handle, because I'm trying to make it much more of a generic component that can be used anywhere. I'm going to probably have it so that we handle this, all of its data state in the parent. So we need to know which particular, well, oh yeah, also in the slice. So let's come over here to our trade slice and see, yeah. And let's put in the sort config here. And we're also going to need to adjust backend support. Right now, we'll write the front end to pieces, and then we'll adjust the back end. So we have our sort config, and what we're going to pass back to it is when we pass back to the back end, we're going to pass the column and the direction that we want to sort. So we'll have our sort config that we keep here, and on the trade log, we're going to get it here. So we'll say const sort config is going to be equal to uselector trade sort config, and we'll actually pass that down. So we'll take you and we will pass you down into our paginated component as the sort config equals sort config. We will let the backend do the sorting, so we don't really have to do anything about that. And we want it so for the header, we want to we do want to keep track of the direction. Let's go ahead and add it in. So we will come over here to our paginated table and implement the logic in here. Render row here. This is what I have so far. So by default, we'll sort ascendingly. If the sort config, which we're going to come from the parent, so we'll add this here as one of the things that's coming in from the parent component, and it's going to be sort config. We need to add it to the prop types. So we'll add it to the prop types, and we'll say prop types dot any. It's an object though. Prop types dot object. Yeah. So we have that, and what we're going to do is that when somebody clicks on request sort, it's going to pass in the column name. It's going to assume that the original direction is ascending, and if the sort config.key is equal to the key and the direction's already ascending, then we're going to switch directions. And we need to have the parent handle this sort change. And so what we need to do is say function set sort config, and we'll pass in the state and an action, and we'll say state dot sort config is this going to be equal to action dot payload. And when that happens, we need to come over here to trade log, and we need to fetch the new data. So we already have logic in here that says, hey, every time the page or the limit changes, go ahead and fetch the data. So we also now need to pay attention to sort config. And we need to add in a const here. So handle sort, we'll say handle column sort. And it's just going to accept the sort config. And we're going to do the same thing we do here. We'll do an await dispatch, so it's going to be asynchronous anyway. Async await dispatch trade actions dot set sort config. Oh, I forgot to add it up here. There we go. So we're going to set our sort config equal to the new sort config. And I'm bouncing around a bit here. So if anyone ever has any questions, you can always just feel free to ask and I can kind of explain. And we'll do on column sort will be equal to handle column sort. And trade slice paginated table, there it is. So when we change the sort, we will say on column sort. And we need to add that up here to the parent. So I have my parent, all the objects that all the pieces got pulled out, and we come down here to the bottom and add that as well. So prop height. This is getting pretty massive. I don't like how massive this is getting. I know that it's just kind of the part of the whole making a super generic component that can do a lot. But it's getting a little cumbersome, I think, at one point, and so I might revisit this. So there's our sort config, our paginated table, and let's have it so that let's add in a little arrow. So we have our checkboxes. There's our table cell. And wait, hold on a second. Hold on. I love my cat, but she's always clawing things. Sometimes I gotta be like, hey, stop clawing and stuff. So where was it? We have our header. And let's put our little sort config code here. Sort config key equals data property. Have a data property? We don't. So let's create one. Key. Yeah, there it is. So key index, and let's add this on click. Data property header. And let's call you data property. Yeah. If sort config equals data, sort direction equals ascending, cool. Otherwise, no. This will then sort it for us, and then we'll request sort. Well, let's test it out. And then let's see how we would have the backend handle it. So let's refresh. Let's sort. Action.pay. I messed up. Look at that. Action.pay instead of action.payload. So when we click on symbol, yep, there it is. Symbol again. It is remembering it, but we're not sending it to the backend yet to do the sort. So we do have it displaying the little arrow. There's my call put. There's this. There's that. Cool. And we can probably, let's make it easier on ourselves. So we can actually, instead of using ASC, ascending, we could say ASC and DESC. That way when we send the column and the sort direction to the back end, we don't have to say, well, if it's ascending, change it over to ASC because we're using MySQL, or DESC. We can just say AS, we can just pass it in as it is. And more than likely, we're not using enums here, but we can probably put in some like hard-coded values, so we don't have to do that. So the direction equals ASC, and let's do that up here. we don't really have a place to put them. I guess I could put it out here. Const, we'll call it sort direction, is gonna be equal to what is it? Ascending ASC and descending to ESC. And then we can actually use those same things. So let sort direction equal sort direction dot ascending. If sort direction key is equal to the key, if direction is equals to ascending, then we change the direction to descending, and then we save that. And then we're going to use the same logic down here. So we'll say if sort direction is equal to sort direction ascending. That way we're not using kind of magic strings in places. Then we can, of course, use a different arrow if we want, but I think it's fine for now. So now how do we want the backend to handle it? First, let's come over here to our actions. Currently, we're not sending that information to the backend. So get trades actions. Yeah, we see the page, the limit, and the sort direction. Sort direction. Let's do sort column. Let's break it up in the sort column and sort direction. And set them both equal to null, because they're not required. But if they're there, then we'll send it to the back. Get trades actions. Yeah, we set it. We get the page. Yeah, we are going to put in the same logic here. If we don't have a sort direction, so do we want to put it? If we don't have a page or a limit, we get those. Yeah, let's get the same thing. If there's no sort column or no sort direction, let's try to get it from the state. And then we'll build on the dynamic piece. We'll say if, and I'll talk through the logic in just a moment. Sort column, sort direction. We want to get page dot sort config dot key. Yeah, that's what we call it, the key. And then it's going to be sort config dot direction. And let's move you, since we're going to be using this multiple times. And I could put this all together. I could just do one thing, something like this. So let's turn this into a ternary. Is going to be equal to, if there's no sort column, then I'm sorry. If there is a sort column, then use it, or try to get colon, or try to get trade state dot key. Yeah, so we'll do that for all of these. We'll clean these up into ternaries, then we don't have to use the ifs. Some people prefer that, actually. I don't know how I feel about it. Sometimes I feel like it's a good idea. Sometimes I think it's tougher for, again, new developers to really know what to do with it. But I think I've come to accept that that's just the way that it is. in code. Is that you'll just have to accept that like someone has a stronger preference for it. I don't know. I used to have a very strong preference. I used to have a very strong preference, and I don't even know if we need the ternary here. We could literally just say page is equal to page. Yeah, we could. Let's just cut out. There's no need for the ternary. So we could just say it's limit or yeah, if it's there. Same thing with these. So yeah, either they're there or they're not. Yeah, much simpler. And so, but I think a lot of people prefer these ternaries these days and things like this over other sorts. And then for this, what we'll say is as follows. If sort column and sort direction, let sort string equal an empty, and we could do this. We will do another ternary here. Const sort string is equal to, if both of them exist, then we're going to do string interpolation. We're going to put in a slash. Yeah, slash sort column sort direction. Otherwise, put in nothing. No need for the if statement. And we'll simply say potentially add it on here as the sort string. So that means it will be sending sort. We will be sending the sort column first and the sort direction. And how do we want to handle that on the back end is as follows. We'll come over here to trade. Come over here to our controller. There's our create, edit. Here's our get all. Page. And I don't know off the top of my head in Nest. Let's take a look. Nest.js controller optional parameter. So it looks like you would just say, wait. That's not what I want. Yeah. No. I want to know about the optional parameter in at get. Looks like somebody has a video. I'm not gonna watch the whole thing. Sometimes they put in a whole lot of code or a whole lot of talk and very little. Da 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 da. Yep. Controller / user. Yeah, not quite what I was aiming for. Because we're not using query parameters in the exact same way. Controller get. Let's see if rephrasing it. Yeah, people think that. I don't know. Optional. Let's see, at param. Let's see if that gives us what we want. because it looks like people kind of leaned on using the query rather than this. Um, hmm, yeah, yeah. It looks like query may be the better approach, but um, let's go and pull it in. So page limit. Let's do this. Let's do sort column. We'll put this in here for now. And sort direction. We'll put this in here for now. Both of those are optional. And let's see if we could make it work by saying $ or colon sort column. And I don't know if it'll let us do a question mark here. Well, it is required. It's gonna be both of them. So if we have sort column, we're gonna have sort direction. But we'll see. Let's see what happens. Let's go to our get all. I have it pulling in a bunch of extra data here. So find all, where we have our limit, we have our offset. And we want to swap you out. We want to swap this created by. So let's come up here where we do some calculations. Const sort direction is going to be equal to this, but we'll say if sort direction, wait, there it is. And I might want to change get all paginated. I think I use this in multiple places. No. Nope. Wait. Yeah. Nope. I just use it here on the trade controller. I was worried because I made this kind of get all paginated as a kind of universal thing, but I realize now that I don't. I was using it to get all options, but there's never a reason. Options are only ever going to be attached to a trade. So if we have our sort direction and we have our sort column, then we swap you out with sort column. These are long. These are so long. And then we swap you out with you and the direction. Cool, 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 cool. And otherwise, we use, and this is also super long, we use created at, and we want to go descending. Yeah, let's double check that. Yep, here it is. We want to do created at and descending. So this will give us our sort direction. And now we just swap you out down here, order by sort direction. And what? String and string. It's going to be, that's exactly what you were before. What should you possibly be grumpy about? Order. Let's see if let's try faking it one more way. Let's try doing this and this. And though it seems silly to me, I don't know. Let's see if it will let it go by. No. Order item column as. I wonder if we can tell it to fake it. Let's see. Because sometimes you'd have to be like, treat this as. Sequelize sort by column variable. Order by column. New. And I guess it'll matter. We'll have to, there'll be some ambiguous columns, won't there be? There will be. Ooh. We'll have to figure that out. Because there could be ambiguous columns. Colon model DB permission. Order by milestone. Yeah, I see you, and I can put in a hard-coded value, but let's see. Well, I don't want to order by multiple columns. Um, order by with variables. Let's look at that. Order by with variable and see if we yeah, let's take a look. Order by, do I have to do a replacements bind? Do I literally? That seems kind of irking. Order sequelize literal. So that just seems unnecessary. Let's see. All right. I think I've asked this as many times as I can. I'm going to ask ChatGPT. I'm going to do it. In sequelize, how can I sort by a column and sort order, which are variables? You know, I feel a little annoyed by that. I feel like one should be able to find some decent answers. Yeah, see, that should work. But you're struggling with that. Like that should work. Why are you grumpy about that though? Oh, I wonder if because it's null, it's grumpy because it could potentially be null. So let's do this. Let's call sort direction equal to either we're going to get paginated sort direction or it's going to be created at. And then we'll do sort column is going to be the same. We're either going to have it or it's going to default to created at. And I meant to put in a direction of descending. So either we're going to have it or we're not. And so then let's come down and see if this works down here. So we'll say here. And I've noticed that sometimes I forget that, like, oh, things can be potentially null. And so this is going to be sort direction. And this is going to be sort column. Yeah, that was it. I had the right idea. I just completely forgot that sort direction has the potential to be null. And of course, therefore, it's like, that could be null and null. And so it gets grumpy about that. But, you know, I think that's okay. Let's refresh. Let's do an inspect real quick so we can see all the potential network issues. And right off the bat, we already have some. My table broke. My table broke. I have a 404 not found for my localhost /trade. And I think it's because I adjusted my controller. So let's see if we can pass in question marks for these and whether it will be happy. Okay. And this is one of the reasons why I probably should test this on Insomnia first. Yeah, let's test it on Insomnia first. Let's log in with my test client. Let's get all trades. 1 and 0. Okay. Oh, you didn't error out, but you didn't give me the trades. Let's see. Created at and descending. Let's see what errors we get. So, where trade. So, I get you here. Let's clear this out. Something doesn't seem right in my head. Wait, what? Wait a second. No, you're fine. Let's see if we can empty you. Empty. Maybe we can't. Maybe we can't. Let's see what this does for us. So let's move you a little over here. Let's log in. So we get the login, we get the proper password, and let's see if we can get a trade for 1-0. There it is. That was because I said 1. There it is. So now it should work. And if I say the bigger issue is going to be when I say a broker ID, I'm going to need to specify which table. So yeah, I'm going to need to specify which table. Otherwise, I'm going to get an ambiguous for some of these. But let's break it and see what happens. So here's our layout. And I broke something. So it seems that I have supplied a string to paginated table. And so what I need to do is instead have paginated table be null to start. I think. Trade slice. Paginated table starts off as sort config starts off as null. Let's see if that still gives us the same error. Yes, but you broke other things. Oh, fiddlesticks. Fiddlesticks. Refresh. Network. Get. Let's pull up our network tab. A lot of stuff. But I don't see any errors. So it's not making the call. And let's see. Trades. I don't see my trades. That means I've messed up on some of the logic somewhere. Let me see. Let's see all the places where we do sort config and see. That's fine. It shouldn't be sending anything to the back end. But let's come over here to trade log. And we need to fetch trades. Limit page If const, yeah, we'll do this. Sort column. We'll do more const. Sort column is going to be equal to. Let's do the sort string is going to be equal to if sort config and sort config dot key and sort config dot direction, then how do we want to do this? Let's do this instead. We'll create a trade object and we will set you to equal to page and limit. We will send you along as the trade object that we use here. And what we'll do is if, now we will have to do an if all of this stuff, then trade object dot, where's my action? Yeah, there it is. Sort column and sort direction. Sort column is equal to u and sort direction will be equal to u. And let's double check that. Sort direction, sort column. Okay. 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 Maybe? No. 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 No, I broke something. Damn it. Damn it. Shit. Alright. So we have our sort trade object here. Let's see if this is failing. I'm putting a debugger statement in here. Cool. Well, we stopped at the debugger, so we know we have this. We have our trade object, which only has page and limit, so it's not you. So then we'll come over here to our actions and we'll put a debugger statement in here. And let's catch all of that. So let's refresh again. We've caught you. We've gotten here. So we know that there's no sort column and no sort direction. So let's step through this. Oh, I see what I did. I found what I did. Ha 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 ha. In my actions, I said to do this, which it's not going to be there, or we have to put in these options. I forgot the question marks, and it's just so that JavaScript knows that they could potentially be null, so then it won't fail. And it should have actually given me the e-message on the rejection, but I don't think excuse me, I am not watching the trade error. Ha! There I go being an idiot. So let's actually do that. Trade error, trades error. Let's put in the trade error so that we can actually see, because it generated an error and I'm sitting here like, what the fuck? Why didn't it go? And it generated an error and I just I'm not watching it at all. So let's watch the error. And now we need to display the error somewhere. I guess we can display the error up here. Yeah, let's display the error up here. We've displayed the errors before. We put it in a bunch of different places. I like the one on login.js. And it's pretty simple. Yeah, see, we just do with error and then we alert. We use one of the banners, the React Bootstrap alerts. Let's import our display error function, and this should be called trades error. And I should have seen it. Like, again, I had it. It presented itself as an error. I should have known it. But I mean, at least I know how to track it down. But I shouldn't have to. I should have done proper error handling. This is where it comes back to bite you. So you're good. Let's refresh and walk through our stacks to see what's going on. Let's close you. So we step through. There's our sort string, which is equal to nothing. And sort config is null. Yeah, but we knew sort config is null. What? You're still grumpy about the sort config being null? You are, but you're grumpy about it in the paginated table. Let's come down to our paginated table and here. Okay, so we know what the sort direction is. We're not handling it here. We are handling it here. So we need to say, we just add in sort config and sort config dot equals property is equal to data property, or wait, sort config dot key equals data property, or if the sort config and sort config dot key is equal to this. Or sort config and, but I guess we could really say, instead of having to do that, we really could just drop in a question mark. So let's see if we're happy with that. Refresh. Oh, I left in my debugger statement. Play. Yep, there it is. So we could just throw in a question mark. Now let's see if it actually works. Nope, because I messed up here. If sort config dot key and da 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 da. Yeah, sort config da da da. Otherwise, we go ahead and we set it. Key, direction, refresh, play. Should not already be working. What? 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 Concurrent. Am I creating a weird loop? Should not already be working. I think I might be creating a weird loop. So let's come over here to our slice, our actions. Let's stop the debugger. Come back over here to our paginated table. We know what the direction is. We know what the key is. When it passes it down, no, it shouldn't create a weird loop, because the only thing it's doing is if the sort config is key, that's all it should be doing. Let's refresh. Maybe I messed up. Strike price. Okay. That's what we want. So at least it did give us back that it displayed the strike price as being sorted, so that's correct. But what's going on? I think there's a network error. There is option.strike price. And I don't think that's a thing that we can sort on. I don't think it's a thing we can sort on. Yeah, I don't think it's a thing we can sort on. Let me try something. I think I might need to adjust the way that it's coming to the front end so that it's correct. So we'll do a send here so we get some trades. But I wonder if we say options.strike price, and then we say ascending, whether it's okay with that. Nope. Because it doesn't exist. Fiddlesticks. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So, and I think it's because if we change you to option and we change you to what the actual column is, oh no. Unknown column trade.strike price. Broker unknown property. So we should be able to specify. So if it can't find it on trade, and our table is named, what is our table named? Let's take a look in our database. Let's see. Okay. Tables, trades. So it should be option. Let's give this a try. You called strike price? Let us look at our table. Columns. You are called option strike price. Let's see. Save. Unknown column. Let's take a look. Sequelize order by include column, which is what we want. Order by column from included model. And I have to put in curly O. All right. So if I do, so let's play around with that. So I'm going to probably need to adjust this. So if I do this custom sort, I need to include the model. So I would need to say what option here? Column. Let's do model colon option. Wait, what? db dot permission. Ours isn't called db dot permission. Let that work? No. Should just be option. Model, any model. HTML option. I think. Um, I think it should be option. But you keep assuming that it's an HTML option element. Damn it. Oh, naming conventions. They're such a pain in the butt. Option. Type option. Maybe I could do this. No. Let's see. I don't think. We know that you're an option. Wait. Oh, this is dumb. This is so dumb. So option, new text. No. It keeps thinking it's an HTML option. I wonder if there's a way. Let's ignore you for now. And let's see if it'll still work. Nope. No, it will not. Model. Model static. Do I need to do this? Type option, model option. Why don't you work? I mean, I know why you don't work, but I'm also just grumpy about the fact that it won't work. Let's see. Constructor type of. Let's try something this. Let's try db dot option. This is slightly frustrating because it knows. It has to know. It has to know. But let's see. If we do journal and say model. No, it doesn't like that either. see if there are any other examples before I see, include model db.artwork. I just didn't name my stuff db. Order. Oh, I see. So if we say model as subcategory, but I didn't call that subcategory. Let's give it a try though. I don't know. I'm gonna take a quick break real quick though. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. Had to step away for a moment. So, let's take a look at a couple of things. Let's see. Let's see if ChatGPT has an answer for me. So actually, I found ChatGPT to be kind of useful. And it's kind of useful, weirdly enough. When I have an idea, I have found it to be very useful. It's just nice. You'll go to do something, and I find that it's nice to get some feedback on. So like I'll be like, hey, what about this approach and what about that approach? So I don't always use it for code, but like there'll be times that I've looked for things in online, and Stack Overflow will be weirdly like they'll beat around the bush. They'll be like, you should try this, and they'll give an explanation, but I'm like, can I get an example of that? And you just can't get an example. And then yeah, option as options. Hey, there we go. Now let's see if that works. Let's run our query. Option is not associated to trade using an alias. In your association option. Oh, okay, okay. So if we say as journal. So now let's see. Reading type. That's weird. Take away my TS ignore. And then my it needs to be strike price. Yep, there it is. So, oh boy, this is gonna be interesting. Oh boy. So I now have to take a look at. I'm going to do the following. The direction is fine. When a sort column comes in, we take it apart and determine which model it came from. And I think we're also sending. Well, let's find out. I think I am sending the sort column back as lowercase as well. Let's put a debugger statement in here. Let's see. There's our cloudscape. There's our refresh. We don't have anything yet. When we sort on the buy price, yeah, there we go. It is correct. Cool. So you're just fine, but I'm not sure why we're getting this error. Let's stop you for the time being. Let's refresh. And what happens when we say buy price? Yep, there it is. Refresh. Symbol. You work fine. Quantity. Yep, you work fine. Profit and loss is not an order clause. Wait, you shouldn't be. Wait, why is trade total here? That's not right. Hold on a second. Wait a second. No, you're just trade total. You're not option.trade total. So, do I have something messed up here? I think I got something messed up here. Columns. No, you're just trade total. So where is this option coming from? Oh, I know where it is. I left a bunch of my code in the system. So let's clean you up. Let's make this work. Let's take our order by and build it up at the top. So const order by is going to be equal to this. Now I need to know. So I think we'll look at a couple things. Right now I only have these two, option and option. So if I could just do a direct, and I think that would be a disservice. So let's do this. If we'll default you back to what you were, created at, I think it was ascending. Hold on. Let's look at my Git and see. Da 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 da. No, it's created at descending. I'm wrong. So, what we're gonna do if sort column dot includes a dot. We need to split it up and determine the model. Here, because let's try straight order by here. And let's say that order by is, instead of saying as option, we just say model. Yeah. Yeah. And then we could, what are we gonna do? We include broker, we include option, we include journal. Aren't you off? No. So we would say we need to build an array, and it will include those three things, determine the model. So const sort column pieces is going to be equal to sort column dot split. Let's split by the dot. And we'll switch the sort column pieces 0. And I guess this is not the best way to do this. I think I don't know if should I be lazy? I think there's a better approach to this. Well, let's do this. I could say, let's find the matching. Let's build something. So const table to model is going to be equal to an object. So when the case is equal to option, it's going to be option broker, and journal. So that's our table to model object. And so what we're going to do is say instead, we're going to say by default, our order by is going to be this. No model included. And we just do the sort column. But if the model includes a dot, we're going to split it. And we'll start off by saying let for one. Then we're going to take our order by is going to be equal to, and it's going to be slightly different. We're going to do colon model is going to be equal to table to model and sort column piece is 0. Colon, and then sort column piece is 1. And then our sort direction. Table to model. Table to model is not assignable to type string. Not sure where that extra bracket came from. Oh, I do. Never mind. So let's read this. Model any is not assignable to type string, but you are a type string. Extends model. Model? I wonder if it'll let us do that. So these are some of the approaches, but let's see if someone else, and let's ask ChatGPT. I like asking ChatGPT this type of stuff. Using sequelize TypeScript. So this is my prompt. Using sequelize. Let's bring you down. Using sequelize TypeScript. How can I build a custom order by that allows a user to pass in a included table that allows a user to pass in a included table name as a string. Let's see. Find all model name Switch model name, include model equals child. But we did. We said it's equal to a model. So let's see. Const. Let's do this instead. Is equal to that. Let's see if it will let me get away with that. No, no, it will not. Type model any. It's not assignable to type string. But why are you invalid model name? Why are you being so difficult? Broker any, but you're not an any. Broker journal option. How do you think you're an option? Yeah, that's. Come on, man. I've been fighting with this for a while now. Yeah, it keeps thinking that my option is not an option. I think I'm gonna have to keep it to change you around. Let's see if it will let me do the string broker. Yeah, I guess it will. Maybe it won't. But you won't like that. I guess we could instead use an array. It's not nearly. I don't like it as much. They're not as fast. But I don't know if we need that much speed. Const. Let's do table to model. It's going to be equal to an array. And an array of objects. And the, call it table name, is going to be broker. And the model is going to be broker. And we should probably create a unique type for these. It just feels a little messy. So model journal. And the better approach, of course, would be is if I renamed my option to option and it stopped thinking that it was option as in an HTML option, which is, again, dumb. Like, why would it automatically assume that? So let's, if the sort column includes a dot, then we split it. And then needed model is going to be equal to table to model dot find table Yeah, we'll do a find where single table dot table name is equal to our sort column pieces 0, and then the needed model is going to be needed model dot model. Type of. Okay. What is your issue then? Not assignable to type string? Option model. Wait, what? So many. Model? What? Why are you so difficult? It's this damn name. I'm going to need to go through, and I can't keep calling it an option. I'm going to have to call it a stock option. Cuz it's just killing me. It's at every turn. It's just fighting me um at every turn. Like I am tired of dealing with the fact that it can't tell that it's not an HTML element. Oh. All right. Let's refactor you. Let's rename you to stock options and new. Let's just start renaming stuff. New stock option. Stock option. Just, it's such a pain in the butt. And it's stupid too. Like, it should be able to tell. Stock option type enum. Refactor, rename. But yeah, so that's the general approach that I would take. Stock options. Service. Refactor, rename, stock options, yeah. Let's refactor you, stock options, yeah. But I mean, I think you run into this with anything. Um, you are a stock option, extends stock option. That's going to mess up a bunch of stuff too. Option ID is fine. We just can't call it a stock option anymore. It breaks a whole lot of shit too. Man. But I should have thought about this beforehand. But, you know, it's fine. It's fine. The whole world's on fire, but it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. Wait, why am I changing the spec here? I don't care about the spec. I care about the controller. Yeah, I should have called it stock option. And I just didn't think the backend would care because it sees it as a model, but this is me, finding out that it cares because it's stupid. Man, but again, it's very common. You run into this with SQL a lot. That there are things that you can't use. So our module got changed as well. You are now stock option, and you got changed. Let's refresh you. Let's stop our system in the meantime. And actually, let's go back over here to our table, our system, and actually rename you to stock option so that it doesn't have to. Refactor. Yeah, there we go. So that'll take care of you on the database side. And let's clear all of the breaks here as well, and then test everything as well. This new stock option. Grumpy about. Stock option of type stock option. Promise stock option of type stock option. What are you grumpy about? Oh yeah, option model of type stock option, and that should fix all of you guys. Let's then look for all of the places where we have the word option in our source. Options module. So you should now be stock options module. Let's go ahead and clean you up here on the app module layer. You should now, instead of options module, you're going to be stock options module. And where are we? Yeah, let's change everything that says options. So you are now stock options module. You're fine, you're fine, you're fine. Where options? Where options? I don't care about the specs. Stock options are fine. New stock option, stock option controller. You're fine. It's the trade controller that I was mainly worried about. I think you're now called stock option. Belongs to stock option. Show context, import, insert, stock option. That fixes you. Let's see if there's any other places. Let's go down to the bottom. Option service. You should now be called stock option service. So let's just fix you. Stock options service. Did I not call you? Stock options service. And you should now be called the stock options controller. And you're the stock options module. Let's get rid of you. Get rid of you. Clean you up. And export you. Let's do all of our proper stop options controller. Yeah, you're right. Module. You're just being difficult. Stock options. Import. Why are you not there? Stock options controller. Stock options service. Import. You work now. Now you work. And that breaks all of our specs. But let's make sure that that fixes all of our trades too. Stock options service. Let's import you. Let's go back to our module, actually. I think you are called the stock options module because the option module doesn't exist anymore. Let's go back to our service. boy. Stock option import. And what are you grumpy about? Oh, you're just being stupid. Order by, you're fine, you're fine. Model of stock option. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think we're okay, except we have to fix out this. All right. Table. Stock option. Model. What are you grumpy about? Type of or. Um, I wonder. Let's do this. I think we might actually have to use a switch statement. Let's see if we did need model is equal to stock option, whether it would care. What? 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 Oh, what? That don't make any sense. Stock option is not assignable to type string. What the hell? But if we do this, you're not fine. All right, this seems kind of dumb. Um, all right. So I guess by default we should be able to build this order by. Um, we should be able to do this custom order by. Um, we should be able to do this. This seems markedly weird. I got to figure out why, and I don't have an idea off the top of my head, because this seems markedly dumb as to why it won't let me put this in here. Because it will let me put it in. So like if I come down here and say this exact same thing, it will. So if we say sort column and swap you out with journal, it seems fine with it, I think. Oh, maybe not. Hold on. Maybe I do need that stupid as, which is silly, but fine. Uh, did I do that before? As um uh sort column pieces. Um Let's see. I read that. I just took a look though. Hold on. Just looked at this too. It's model comma as colon model comma as colon as string. What? But if we say journal as string colon, sometimes this is a little frustrating. Why? 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 But let's take a look. If I take the same thing and move it down here, and it works, I'm going to be so grumpy about this. And is the only way that this works, Jesus Christ, is the only way that this works is I have to hard code it down here? Oh boy. Um, 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 um. So let's try this. Let's do an ignore here. Yes, ignore. You're still unhappy. What the hell? All right. So it works fine when we put you down there directly, but it doesn't like it up here. I don't know why. What is this? What is this going to do with anything? All right, let's try this. Let's do this instead. We will create a variable where, and I think it's because I did this. So, TypeScript. You kill me sometimes. Let's call you default const order by is going to be equal to default order by. And then we'll come down here is constant custom order by. And you will be equal to a curly bracket as we have the split. So on the front end, we're going to call it stock option. So we'll put one in here, comma, and then the model is going to be equal to, let's change you back to an object because I prefer objects over here. We will say broker is equal to broker. Yeah, broker is equal to broker. Journal is going to be equal to a journal. Finally, option stock option is equal to stock option. U. And then over here, needed model is going to be equal to table to model of sort column pieces 0 as I put the wrong one, 0 as needed model, comma, yeah. And the column itself is going to be comma, sort column pieces 1 and the sort direction. And then we'll come down here and say const the order by is going to be equal to same thing. Wait, where did you go? There we go. So then our order by, so all this damn typing that we have to compensate for, and so it's going to be equal to um, no need to retype you again. Custom order by not length greater than 0. Order by or default order by. And then you're still grumpy about it. They may have fewer as string model to type order. String model any type of string. Oh, man, such a pain in the ass. Oh, man. I think the better approach for this, let's see, is to take it and build it off into its own function. I know what order by is. Let's take a look at what the definition for order is. Order equals a function, and we can have either an order by column I know. Order by as order. Yeah, there should be export type order. Where is this part of? Um, oh, yep, that works. As order. Yeah, okay. So, for some reason, this feels a little messy. Let me think through this. Um, so we check to see if it includes the thing we're looking for. On the front end, we need to change you around so that the trade model, it's going to break a bunch of stuff. I know it is, and then I'm going to be grumpy about it too, because I didn't really want to change stock option. I didn't really want to change stock option. Trade log, help me out here. Yep. Stock option. Stock option dot strike price. Let's see what you break first. Okay, let's find all the broken bits. Starting, yep, there it is. On stock option service. Yeah, let's fix that first. Stock option service. Type of stock option. You're fine recalling yourself. Option model. Okay, you all work now. Let's bring you over. Let's refresh. Let's go to our dashboard. We don't have any calls and no puts. Select option ID, journal. Let's look at what messed up. Oh, I see. You are still calling it option. Page when left join stock options as option, which is fine. I don't remember calling it that. Let's take a look and refresh everything over here. Yeah, you're all still here. So then something's awry with my logic here on the service level. Trade service. And model include as, nope, don't call yourself option. And option type, order by, okay. Let's refresh. Let's take a look at that SQL again to see what has gone wrong. I didn't say as option anymore. I took that away. So let's see if we rerun you, if you behave correctly. And maybe it's just a fluke. Nope, you are not. left outer join options as option. Why do you keep saying left outer join option is option? Stock option, stock option, stock option, stock option. Option calc, option calc. Option. Create the option. New option. That's fine. New trade, delete multiple, edit. But the get all. Why are you failing on me? Stock option, order by, custom order by, yeah. Include model stock option. Model stock option. Ooh, maybe let's take a look at our trade model. Maybe I forgot to clean up some here. Option. Oh, there it is. Instead of, there it is. That's why I called it. That's where the mess up is. So now if we refresh, there it is. And now if we click on strike price, we get the correct sort. Buy price, sell price, buy date, sell date, quantity, profit and loss, buy symbol, and buy created on. And what we didn't do, so that took longer than expected. There we go. So now we have everything sorting correctly. Let's go over back to our trade log and make sure that what am I doing? We're going over to our trade log paginated table and making sure that the headers are clickable. Class name, pointer class. Yep, there we go. So now everyone knows that these are clickable. That took longer than expected. Let's come back up. We added the custom sorting to table. Done. I was going to edit a trade, but I think I'll save that. I have to run for a bit. I'm not feeling so hot. We did get our pagination in place. It paginates from the back end rather than the front, and it keeps our page, etc., etc., etc. All right, I'm going to go ahead and push some of this code up. Thank you all for joining me this evening. Sorry I had to take a brief break in between there, but we did get our pagination put into place. We had to refactor a bunch of stuff, but that's not terrible. Luckily, we were able to rename the table. Hopefully, we can catch a lot of this stuff early. I'm not the biggest fan of doing migrations. They're always a bit of a pain. But luckily, we were able to catch this stuff early. And so what I'll probably do is later on tonight is I'll implement that edit the trade system, and I will implement the add journal entry. So we'll make the journal entry as another column here right in front. And I need to make that robust. So rather than say by default it's a open up the journal entry pop up, we'll probably do something along the lines of say, hey, allow a person to pass in a custom icon and a custom column name, and put that in place. And I won't let it be sortable, but we'll see where it goes from there. Anyway, thank you for joining me. Sorry it took so long to get the pagination just where I wanted it to, but it should be much smoother now, and all of our functionality seems to generally work. So I'm going to work on the pagination. I've already worked on the pagination. I'm going to work on the edit the trade system, and I've been procrastinating on that banner / pop-up system. So I'm going to go ahead and implement that over the weekend as well, and I might get to the drag and drop. I have a feeling I will, but we'll see. Anyway, thank you very much for hanging out. It's now 10:18 on Friday, January 5th, and thank you very much for joining me for another evening of staring at code for no good reason other than to challenge oneself. I hope you have a good weekend, and I will see you here on Monday at 8 o'clock for more code. And hopefully, I'm on the last few bits. I'm thinking that next week will be the last week that I work on this project. Um, and I don't want to say retire it, but I'll kind of hit a stopping point where I'll test it out and I'll start, deciding what things I do, like making a list of things that I want to fix, and I'll kind of set those to the side as kind of extras, and I'll bring those, start working on those here and there, when I have time, is kind of like a jam session. So like I'll spend maybe a night or two, like, hey, jam session, let's fix this bug. Jam session, let's fix this bug. So, all right, thank you very much again, and I hope everyone has a good weekend. Take care and be safe, and thank you for joining me.